Alright, so to foil last week's video of the 5 things that I had about the Ruckus, I'm gonna say today's video will actually show why a Ruckus is a really good first bike to get. Roll that intro. What's up everyone, welcome to my channel, Small Bore and Two Wheels. If it is the first time you're here, whoop, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. For those wondering, that whoop was because that was a tiny bit of a jump on the Ruckus. But yeah, so today we're gonna talk about 5 reasons why the Honda Ruckus is the perfect bike for a beginner, in my opinion at least. So, reason number 1, if you're worried about changing gears and dealing with the clutch and everything on top of being a beginner rider, the Honda Ruckus offers a CVT. So it comes in a CVT, so constant variable transmission, if I'm not mistaken, is what it stands for. And that exhaust bolt was tight in there when I checked it before I left work, which was 2 minutes ago. Okay, so it has a CVT, and what it does is it's comprised of a variator and a clutch that pretty much change gears for you based on centripetal force, weights, all that good stuff. If you guys want to learn more about CVTs, I'll link some video up here. So as you can see, I don't have to press a clutch. This up here is actually my brake. There's no gears to change, just foot pegs, and I'm able to just ride by either opening up the throttle or letting it go a little bit. I mean, there's literally just that, throttle and brakes. So it's easy to maneuver, easy to get used to being on 2 wheels in traffic or just out and about. It's an easy way to get used to being out in the open while you're in the streets. Second reason, a Honda Ruckus is an incredibly versatile vehicle. So you can, when you have a stock Ruckus, I mean, you can do wheelies, you can go off-roading with little modifications. You can even go up to well, I say little, with modifications you can even make the stock engine go up to 50 miles an hour. So it can get you pretty much anywhere as long as you don't hit the highway, which would probably be the next thing you'd want to graduate to after learning the back roads and side streets of the town you live in. But it is very customizable, it is very versatile, and the fact that it can do pretty much anything. It can go off-roading, like I said. There's people that do wheelies in it. I know it's not like you already have a handbrake. For those people, for those grounds that have a handbrake set up and get made fun of, this one comes with a handbrake already installed for the rear, for your wheelies. But there's that. You can go off-road, like I said. And it's just an overall really awesome machine. The stock engine, I know, me with the GY6 talking about the stock engine, is virtually indestructible. It is incredibly reliable, way more reliable than my GY6 is. So for pretty much anything you want to do on a bike other than go over the speed limit on the highway, Honda Ruckus is the perfect bike for you. The third reason why a Honda Ruckus is an amazing machine is, I kind of touched on it on the second reason, is you can customize it to be whatever you want. there are so many mods out there, different fancy wheels, different stretches. If you want to buy carbon fiber parts like a battery box or the cover for your gas tank, you can go and spend thousands of dollars customizing your Honda Ruckus to make it your own. Hell, there's even this guy doing a Ruckus based out of the Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters. Right here, it's an awesome build, and as you can see, like, yes, he may have the what people call the cookie cutter parts, but he's made those parts his own to create a unique Ruckus. So you can customize it to your heart's desire. Number 4. Not only can you customize it, is it reliable and a really good first bike, in my opinion. It's very easy to work with. So the biggest issue you'll have is probably like keeping the harness and all the wires under the battery box clean, because that's something that I struggle with, which every time I open it up I'm like, I gotta fix it. It bugs me, but that's neither here nor there. So the Honda Ruckus is not like other mopeds in the fact that it's almost what you would call like a naked bike. So it's pretty bare bones. It has, I mean, mine has the floorboards removed, so it's even more of a naked bike or a naked scooter than it comes stock. But even stock, you can see all the tubing and everything that makes up the rear frame, and it actually makes it look pretty mean and pretty cool, if I do say so myself. But if you're gonna be tuning the carburetor, it's pretty much right in the open. You can move the seat. Even with the stock seat, you may not even need to move it to remove all of that stuff to rejet your carburetor or do what you will to it, because it's just right there. And even now with my GY6 and some of the plastics that I removed, it's even easier to get to all those parts. You want to get into the variator, is right there, right in the open. You just open up the front part of it and change the weights on it, change the variator, change the belt, change your clutch belt, change the clutch, the springs, whatever have you. It's very easy to do. There's a lot of information out there in forums and Facebook groups and things like that. You have to get through all the trolls, but there's a lot of information out there and a lot of people that know a lot about the Honda Ruckus and the engine. So it's a great platform to learn if you want to end up going into something bigger. It's a very I guess basic, but the setup is very bare bones on the outside, but the engine itself has it's got a carburetor, is liquid cooled, the original motor, not the one that I have. It's got radiators, so all this stuff that you may see on a bigger bike, you will see on the Honda Ruckus. It's just on a smaller scale, which brings me to the point that it's a great bike to learn on and tinker with. The fifth reason you want to get a Honda Ruckus is if you like attention, I guarantee you will get more attention on a Honda Ruckus than in any sports bike you may ride. Like, I can be at a stoplight and people would ask me questions about it all the time. Most of them are like, did you build it? How much does it go? How fast does it go? And I don't know, what is it? They have been around for a really long time, but people don't see them that often, which is weird. Like, especially now that everybody's been shifting towards the Grom scene, the mini moto scene, for all the wheelies and stoppies and stunts and shenanigans that are all over plastered on YouTube. So it has taken a I guess, a back seat to all that attention, but I guarantee you, if you're just riding down, at least in the ride from work to home, which is about 20 miles, like I could get stopped maybe like 2 or 3 times just because people want to know what it is and ask questions about it because they find it interesting. And the sixth reason to get a Ruckus is relatively cheap. For a few $1,000s, you can get a really well running Honda Ruckus. It may have some aftermarket mods in it, it may not, but it's all the parts for it are going to be probably cheaper than what you would find on a bigger bike, and it's a great hobby. I mean, you learn a lot. Me and my daughter, she's 4.5 years old, and whenever I did my engine swap, she helped me, and that was 2.5 years ago. She was little. She was like barely 2 when she was handing me tools and out in the garage with me. And it's one of those things that I don't think I'll ever sell the Ruckus unless like incredible circumstances come and I have to get rid of it. But it's one of those things that I will want to pass this on to my daughter because she loves it. Recently, we went on a ride around the neighborhood. She's not old enough to go out in the streets yet, like legally in Texas. And so when we first did the swap, she was very scared of the engine sound. The exhaust is pretty loud, and I had a stock Ruckus with a stock Ruckus with a stock exhaust before, and it was pretty quiet. So she was a little scared of it because of how loud it was, but she is in love with it now, and she can't get enough of it. So it's one of those things that you could potentially have something to work together if you have a family, if you have friends. Like, it's a great project for you to take on, and there's a lot of groups out there that will ride with you, and like you can even go with the Grums. The Grums are cool. Most of the time they're going on back roads to get over to a stunt lot, which if you can hit 45 miles an hour with some mods, like you probably make it just at the same time they do, because they usually go slower so they can do wheelies on the way. So think about it, and if you want to do something crazy this summer and start riding a Ruckus, I strongly suggest it, because if you do, come the winter, after you've seen all the things that people do to them, the mod bug is going to bite, and you're going to start modifying so many things on it to make it your own. But if you guys like that this topic, give me a thumbs up. If you want to make sure that you don't miss anything in the future, hit that subscribe button so you can see what else is coming in the future. And if you don't want to miss anything that I post, ring that bell so you're notified every single time I upload something. And until next time, guys, keep causing a ruckus. Spaz out. Later.